far as torque swing, it's weird when you see a guy that had some degree of success, okay? Not that long ago. The end of last year,
Right.
he was bombing the ball out of the park on a regular basis. When you see a guy go from that to this, it feels as though something at a fundamental level is wrong and can be corrected. Does it not?
It does.
It doesn't feel like that he doesn't have talent, that he doesn't have ability. There has to be a work ethic in there. Like, he didn't luck into 31 home runs. So how do they untap that? How do they get him back to that? I guess what I'm saying here is I don't think the cause is hopeless, but it's going to take some identifying and some work.
It will. And I don't think this is – I mean, you brought up earlier the Max Scherzer comparison when Scherzer was sent down for a couple of starts. I don't think it's going to be something as quick as a 2-week fix. With Scherzer, it was. He was dominant. I think you said 15 innings and 4 hits.
Scherzer is the extreme good, okay? When a guy who is expected to be – sorry to interrupt, but I just want to reset that conversation. Scherzer is the extreme best-case scenario that gets referenced all the time. And Detroit fans will reference it when somebody's struggling for the Tigers. Why don't they do what they did with Scherzer? If that worked every time, they do it a lot more. It doesn't work every time. But the extreme good is you send a guy down. Now, let's recap where Scherzer was. He was 25 years old. I believe it was 2010. He had started 4 games in a row and had given up 27 earned runs in 4 starts. They send him down, 15 innings, 4 hits at Toledo. They call him right back up, and he's Max Scherzer and has been Max Scherzer ever since. And was for the Tigers, obviously, and was a great pitcher for the Tigers. Scott, they don't all work that way, but
no,
that's the extreme case scenario of how it can work.
Well, and you wonder if these are 2 totally different cases. Like I had to go back and read about it, but when they sent Scherzer down, was it an attitude type thing, or like, dude, you're better than this? You just, maybe get some confidence to go against different. I don't think they were trying to tweak, like, work on your fastball to do this. Torkelson is a different story. Torkelson's swing is completely lost, so he may have to do things completely differently down there. Maybe come with a whole new stance or swing plan or whatever. They're trying to figure out a way to get him back to being the productive hitter that they thought he was when they drafted him first overall.
Now, a high-profile example of a first-round pick, hitter, position player where it didn't work, Eric Munson. Eric Munson was a catcher / corner infielder out of USC, I believe it was,
yep.
And was supposed to be an everyday player and an elite hitter, and came up here, had his share of struggles, and I think he was 25 when they sent him down to Toledo after a couple years here, and was hitting like 220. They sent him down there, and he hit 260, 270, if I recall correctly. They call him back up, and he hit less than 200. Eventually, he left the Tigers organization and spent the rest of his career bouncing back and forth between big league clubs and minor league teams that had never really caught on. These are the extreme good is Scherzer, the extreme bad was Eric Munson. It's really, it could go either direction. It's probably going to settle in somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, and when Scott Harris spoke last week and talked about, before adding to the team with big-time free agents, he's looking to build the foundation. You thought that Torkelson was supposed to be part of that foundation. And even when he made those comments a week ago, that's shaky foundation ground there. And now that he's been sent down, it's not that he's been completely eliminated from that discussion, but it means that they may have to go a whole different route if this thing doesn't work out. I mean, to go 1-1, the pressure that's on that, it has to be tremendous. But in the sport of baseball, it is so hard to make it to the major leagues. Like, there are no guarantees. And the first round of the draft is as a big a crapshoot as there is in sports when it comes to a draft. You just don't know what you're getting because everybody has a different route to get where they're at. And I'm not giving up on Torque, but this is definitely it's a blow to my confidence of what he can do.